have an announcement to make for us this afternoon.
John, we're going to run again for the 8th Congressional seat in Congress. 2 years ago, on May the 10th, we announced, and this is the same week. I've got to go back to Washington tonight, so we thought we would announce today that we're going to seek office once again.
What accomplishments do you think that you've made during your tenure, John?
Well, I think it's been a learning process. I think every freshman must go through a learning process in terms of procedure. Things in Washington are much different than they are in other local government jurisdictions. Bigger, more perhaps complex in that you have a much larger constituency. We've been able, I think, to make some progress there. One of the three things that we've done, I think, is good here at home is Teamwork West Tennessee. It's progressing very nicely, and hopefully we'll have an announcement on that the 1st of June. Helicopters here in Jackson is going to be great for the McKellar Field Airport here in Jackson. Sewer projects, water projects, those sorts of things. As I said in a speech on the House floor the other day, we're trying to do something now for Americans who live here, who work here, who pay taxes here, and those sorts of things are important to the citizens of West Tennessee.
On a different subject, John, I'm going to be doing a thing on earthquakes here in the next couple of days. I understand you introduced some legislation regarding earthquakes. As you know, we live on the New Madrid Fault here in West Tennessee, and scientists are predicting within the next 50 years or so a major earthquake has happened. What legislation are you proposing to do, or do you think that can be done to help West Tennesseans prepare for a major catastrophic earthquake?
The legislation we've sponsored and proposed would fashion an earthquake insurance bill nationwide, somewhat along the lines of flood insurance. It would utilize private enterprise to market the product, and yet would spread the risk over the entire nation. As you suggest, we do live on a fault that is certain to spawn an earthquake in the next 30 to 50 years, no question about it. And so we've had a hearing in Washington on the damage that could be done. What we've tried to do, John, is to broaden the effort in terms of this earthquake research and earthquake insurance to let people know that it will affect them. For example, if we had another New Madrid quake like we did in 1811, 1812, you could very well see the north-south barge traffic on the Mississippi interrupted. Certainly the east-west transportation system would be disrupted. And one thing that gets the attention of the Easterners is the fact that the trunk lines for natural gas all cross the Mississippi River here in this region, and we could have a brownout in the northeast. So as we try to build a consensus for this earthquake approach, I think that we'll broaden our base, so to speak, by those sorts of observations.
Sure. All right.
That's getting a little nationwide play, that earthquake bill.
Yeah, that's good. Now, what are we looking at now as far as the cost for earthquake insurance for a homeowner?
In our area, it's high because of the likelihood here.